Friends, greetings. This is a must-watch video for people who are interested in what is happening in the Middle East between Palestine and Israel. I had an opportunity to be part of two activities. Activity number one was where the chief rabbi was addressing people at the Israeli embassy. And second activity was where people were protesting in front of the Israeli embassy in favor of the people of Palestine. I'm presenting this to you with a view that perhaps it will do to you the same thing that it has done to me, which is to inform myself of the exact things that people are saying about the war in the Middle East, and that assist me in making proper and informed opinion, and also to inform my decisions and my contributions in terms of what is going on in the world.
That if we stand together, then the forces of good are so much more powerful than the forces of evil. But when the forces of good start to question themselves, and when the forces of good turn on each other and don't recognize what is truly at stake, then the world is in danger. When there is moral clarity, then there is a way forward. There will be safety, there will be security, there will be freedom and dignity for all. And so let October 7 not only be a day of mourning, but let it be a rallying call. And this is the best way that we can honor the victims of October 7. The best way that we can honor the babies that were beheaded and the women that were raped on October 7. The best way that we can honor the hostages who are being held in the darkest dungeons of Gaza. The best way that we can honor the sacrifice of the brave soldiers of the IDF is by the world saying to all, not that we feel sorry for you, but that we stand with you and we are grateful for you, and that we are there to ensure that this never happens again. And the only way it will never happen again is if the forces of evil and darkness are completely defeated. And that can only happen when good people stand together. So October 7 is not just a day of mourning, it is a call to action to every decent human being on this planet to say, stand with the forces of good. As the Bible says in the book of Deuteronomy, I place before you life and death. Uvacharta b'chaim, therefore choose life. Why does the Bible have to say, why does God have to say us, therefore choose life? Is it not obvious that a human being would want to choose life? But what we learn from the Hebrew Bible, Vacharta b'chaim, we have to make an active decision and choice to choose life. And that is the decision before the West, before the free world, before every nation on this planet, for the sake of Africa, for all of the Christians across this continent that are getting murdered for their faith, right across this continent, from the east to the west to the south, for the sake of every civilized human being. Ubacharta b'chaim, choose life. October 7, that is the call to action. The rallying call on October 7 is Ubacharta b'chaim, choose life. And in doing that, we will honor the memory of those who no longer have the blessing of life. We will honor their memory when we choose life and determine that we will fight for it. And may God hold the souls of the departed, preserve their memory, give them their eternal reward in the heavens, and may God strengthen the hearts and the spirits of all good people in this world, so that together with God's blessings we can go forward and ensure that October 7 turns out to be the turning point for human civilization, the beginning of the marching of the forces of good to make our world into a better place for all. God bless you and thank you.
Thank you, Chief Rabbi.
What are you saying?
For us.
It's been a year. It's been a year since the 7 October Gaza prison break. It's been a year of tears and heartbreak. It's been a year of waking up to bombs and blood. It's been a year of helplessness and hopelessness. It's been a year of test after test of faith. It's been a year of no red lines for Israel. It's been a year of unimaginable death and destruction. It's been a year in which Zionism has reared its ugly head without shame. It's been a year which proved that racism, colonialism and white supremacy are alive. It's been a year in which 355 bullets were fired at a 6-year-old girl. It's been a year of realizing that Zionism strategically hijacked Judaism. It's been a year in which crimes against humanity were normalized. It's been a year of Western hypocrisy and double standards. It's been a year of disappointment in the Arab kingdoms morphing into disgust. It's been a year of relentless annihilation and dehumanization. It's been a year of witnessing staunch support for ethnic cleansing. It's been a year of realizing that the UN, ICC and ICJ are utterly powerless. It's been a year of international lawlessness. It's been a year of watching the US and Israel act above the law. It's been a year of human rights for everyone except the Palestinians. It's been a year of indiscriminate atrocities with no repercussions. It's been a year in which Israel deliberately targeted civilians with no remorse. It's been a year in which at least 175 journalists and 900 healthcare workers were murdered while doing their jobs. It's been a year in which at least 3,000 children had their limbs blown off. It's been a year in which over 14,000 children were mercilessly slaughtered. It's been a year of genocidal rhetoric, but it's okay if Zionists are saying it. It's been a year of lies sold as truth and truth as lies. It's been a year in which the mask has fallen off Western leaders and traditional media. It's been a year of suppression of freedom of speech. It's been a year in which Israel has damaged its reputation irreparably. It's been a year of discovering that Israelis are not Semitic at all. It's been a year of realizing that the US is the dog and AIPAC is the tail that wags it. It's been a year that proved boycotts do work. It's been a year of cyber warfare. AI and mobile devices can and will be weaponized against you, killing, maiming and blinding. It's been a year in which we witnessed that it's actually Iran that has the most moral army in the world. It's been a year of pro-Zionist propaganda and suppression of freedom of speech. It's been a year of pleading in prayer, protests and student encampments. It's been a year in which we've all become Palestinian. It's been a year of education for those who thought that Israel was the only democracy in the Middle East and always the poor little rich victim. It's been a year of watching an actual genocide live streamed for the first time in history. It's been a year of America's unconditional sponsorship of genocide. It's been a year in which we discovered that the world's superpower is run by a madman and warmongers. There are no sane grown-ups in Washington. It's been a year in which the US administration was strangely always uninformed and still investigating Israel's crimes. It's been a year in which Pinocchio doubled up as the US spokesperson. It's been a year in which Americans discovered they can go green, not blue, not red. It's been a year of great awakening for most. It's been a year of breaking stereotypes. Surprise! Muslims are not the baddies. It's been the year of the Palestinian Holocaust. What a hell of a year it's been.
Free Palestine! In your rendition, you said it's been a year where people have been led by a man who's what?
A madman.
A madman.
Joe Biden is not mentally okay. Yes. He is not cognitive of anything going on around him. He has got Alzheimer's or dementia.
Okay.
And he is being, like she says, like he's the puppet and the others around him are pulling the strings.
Yeah.
And like I said, AIPAC is controlling the United States administration.
Okay.
You know, they have sent so much money to Israel where that money could have been used in their own country. And Americans need to wake up.
Here's the issue. the world belongs to one God.
Yes.
Exactly.
One God.
And everyone is
And then
equal.
all of us as human beings are children of this one God.
Absolutely.
And the spirit that is perpetuating in the world, where we must now become haters of one another, it's satanic.
It's terrible.
It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
Zionism is
So it's
Satanism.
important. The message I want to convey now is that it's important that as human beings, every day must be a learning day.
Yes.
You must learn the truth about everything every day, so that your decisions must be based on what?
But they've
On
distorted the truth.
But you cannot, and
They're
you see
hiding
my
the
sister,
truth.
you see my sister, you know there's an old English saying that says, do not argue with a fool because people may not notice the difference.
Yes.
So I will not associate with people who, when someone comes and speaks nonsense or wrong stuff, you now analyze the wrong stuff. You're wasting energy.
Yes.
We need to deal with what is right and then move forward. And this nation and the generation after us, they are looking for people who can tell them what is right and what is true and move forward. It's not about opposition and support. There are people who want to know, like I wanted to know, and I thank
friend,
God you gave me an opportunity to
That's all
know.
for you.
But
I want
you
you
must
to remember, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother.
I hear
want
you.
my children to grow up in a safe world.
I hear you.
Not a safe country, but a safe world.
And if Israel
Yes.
continues the way they are, we are headed to a nuclear war, and nobody wants that.
Yeah.
So stop. Why? There are no hostages and no Hamas in
Yeah.
Lebanon. Why go into Lebanon?
Yeah.
Why? It's all about wanting control over the resources and wanting more land, because Israel has an aspiration of something called Greater Israel.
So no more, you are saying no more war, let there be peace, let there be love, let there be oneness. Let us approach things in a manner that benefits everyone in the world.
Not divide and
That's it.
rule.
And I don't think
That's it.
you know, the disproportionate response that Israel has given towards the October 7th events of last year
Yes.
has been completely disproportionate.
Yeah.
I understand that any hostages taken, it's very sad, and they need to be returned. Sure, who doesn't want that? But to kill, you know, they say the number that's going around is 40,000 around there of people who are murdered by Israel. It does not make any sense to do that. That's like saying if Israel took hostages here of South Africans in South Africa, that you know, we can blow the whole embassy. I don't know.
But
It doesn't
here's
make
a
sense.
question,
No,
here's a
but
question,
the
my
thing-
sister. Here's
Yeah,
a question,
yeah.
my sister. Do you agree with me, and please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Do you agree with me that irrespective of who you are, to create an opportunity to kill someone is wrong?
That's what they've
course
done.
it's
Yeah, it's wrong.
And if they've
And then
taken
as a result,
4,000
as a
people,
result,
2,000 hostages,
as a
what
result,
about our 10,000?
But this
As a result-
atrocity, I
No,
need
no,
to
I-
say
I-
one word.
I hear
This
you.
atrocity is not from the 7th of October last year. It's 76 years back. I've been to Palestine many times,
But-
and it's
but-
not only from the 7th
But
of
will I be
October.
right to say, based on what I said earlier on, I think as
We
the
want
world,
peace.
as the world,
Yes.
we need to rise up and say, we are not going to even invest on comparing who killed more or killed less. We want the war to stop.
But why don't they stop
remember,
now?
remember David and Saul, ne?
Goliath.
David and Saul. You remember there was a song that was released.
Yeah.
David killed 1,000, Saul killed many, and then they ended up angry at one another.
Yes.
That
Okay,
as
but
well
I
must
want
come
to
to an
say one
extent,
thing to
to
you.
an end, because what she said, it's really painful, and murder, it's murder. It's unacceptable, and you cannot murder people because you need power.
Did
and
you hear
whatnot.
last? You know,
But
last week.
especially when they're attacking civilians.
Yeah,
they're
last
not
week-
attacking.
War should be on the
No,
battlefield.
but don't you know that when you are a leader, you're leading people, and whoever attacks you will make you feel pain by attacking.
No, but last
whoever
week I want to tell you, I don't know if you follow what's been happening
Yes.
in Lebanon. You heard about the Pages attack and where Israel basically implanted was it explosives or they
Pages,
heated the Pages?
What's your
on the
feeling to
medical-
that? What's
No,
your
but that's
feeling?
one thing, Auntie Aisha. The other thing is, you know, to take, you know, Israel assassinated Hezbollah's leader, Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah, and to assassinate him, they took out something like 4 blocks of residential buildings
Children.
for this
But they
one
are
person.
under rubble.
That's
Moving
not
the war
okay.
from
Yeah, so
Gaza.
to kill is not right.
No.
It doesn't matter for what reason. To kill a life is not right. It's a sovereign authority.
One is to
of
make
God.
the
My message is that we should not be afraid to share our opinions about matters in our lifetime.